r/AskReddit. What's the dumbest way you've gotten a scar? Don't touch the iron, it's hot. Can't be that hot. Narrator. It was. You should have checked your tag to see at what setting to set the iron for human skin. I was 7. Mum said don't use that knife to cut that orange. I used that knife to cut that orange. Things I learned. Orange juice in a wound stings, but not as much as the knowledge you can't go crying to your mum. Ah yes, I also have a sliced finger along with orange scar. I had a strangely lucid moment where I stared at it and thought, this is going to really hurt in a second. A second later it started really hurting. Boys from my class were throwing CDs like you throw frisbee. One of those hit me right between the eyes. Still got a small scar there. My siblings and I loved that game. It's a wonder none of us got hurt. I used a pressure washer on my foot. I knew a guy that blew a hole straight through his foot with one. We had those huge pressure washers using a truck motor and could cut steel. I have one on the back of my hand from rubbing the skin off with a pencil eraser longer than the other kid did when I was 13 just to prove I was tough. I've done this with the salt and ice challenge. Fun fact, don't put salt on your arm and then cover it with ice and press it down. You will burn your flesh off. I have a tiny scar on my left or right eyebrow and I don't know where it came. Thinking face. The long lost sibling. I was trying to squeeze between two cars. One of the cars must have had a jagged bumper because it sliced a 2-inch gash in my leg. At first I was thinking you were driving a car yourself and wondering how the duck you scarred yourself while inside a car. He was the car. For my 8th birthday, a classmate got me something like a grow your own stalagmite kit you could buy at educational stores. Apparently, the purpose was to add water to some powder material and use a funnel in the kit to drip it down to make your own cave features. Exciting, I know. Anyway, I kept it and the other birthday presents I got in a cardboard box in my room. Evidently, at some point, moisture got into the box and the plastic the powder was in, and it began expanding. Having nowhere else to go, the stalagmite material oozed its way out through the narrow slits in its box and hardened into razor sharp edges. I found this out quite bloodily when I put my hand into my birthday box to grab another toy and pulled it out with permanently altered fingerprints on my thumb, index, and middle fingers. I was in middle school and we were going to see Coach Carter in theaters with the boys b-ball team. Middle school me was pumped. While in the shower I thought Coach Carter I bet they do push-ups in that movie. I'ma do push-ups right now. Tried to do a wall push-up. Slipped. Smacked my face on the edge of the tub. And split my upper lip open from mouth to nose. Needless to say, did not make it to the movie. My younger brother at a very young age, maybe 5 or 6, saw some older kids playing baseball, maybe 12 or so, and for some reason thought it was his team. He was not even on a baseball team. He was on a junior t-ball team. Anyway, he was wearing his sandals on the wrong feet because he insisted on putting them on himself. When he tried to run towards his team, he tripped and hit his head in the car door. He got staples and now he has a scar on his head, which is hilarious to me because he is a soldier and has to keep really short hair. Another funny story about him being an idiot kid. One time we were riding our bikes. He was probably around 13, and he kept trying to do BMX tricks despite having no idea how. It resulted, as you probably can guess, in him smashing his face into the concrete. No serious injuries, but he had short-term memory. The ride home he kept asking the same question. Are we almost home? Which was annoying. But he's annoying so I didn't question it and just got mad. He asked while on our street and I was like dude we are on our streets foo, and we start fighting. He's yelling at me for a minute and then instantly stops to calmly ask, once again, are we almost home? The change in mood was so off-putting and I realized something was wrong so we took him to the hospital. He's okay now, but he has a scar on his lip that now looks like a reverse Hitler stash when he grows his facial hair. I was headbanging my hair dry in the bathroom. I hit the counter. I was 8. I legit laughed alone in my empty office when I read this. A calamity, indeed. Miss Jane, thanks for the Monday morning smiles. Playing Manhunt. Some idiot made the campfire area base. I was running for my life to get there. Jumped this huge pile of firewood. tripped over something and rolled right into the fire. It could have been so much worse, but I only burned my elbow and some of my hair. It's been probably 15 years and the scar is only about 3 inches long and 1 wide. I have 2 from when I was a kid, running around in the dark on a school roof, tripped over and ripped my hand to shreds, jumping and sliding on a door that had been kicked in, jumped straight onto a nail that went in my knee. I was a stupid kid. What do you mean by ripped my hand to shreds? Multiple deep cuts. Lazy me liked to iron clothes while wearing them when I was 20 years old. My left arm can testify. I gave myself a scar across my eye because I was drunk, watching Revenge of the Sith, and thought it'd look cool. I take it you didn't have the high ground. Trust fall with my brother. I trusted him. I fell. My mother and brother were arguing about ice cream cone sizes, so my brother stormed off. I followed him back to a villa thing we were staying at. He didn't have a key and we didn't want to wait, so I just punched through the glass in the sliding door to make an entrance. There were probably 1,000 other safer ways to do it, but it just seemed the quickest. Ducking ice cream cone sizes. Man. I don't know if I've ever been so mad that I'd punch a glass door just to get inside. You just have been livid about those ice cream cones. Drunk, and leaned down to kiss a strange dog on the nose, of all things. 27 stitches down my nose later. Okay sis, whatever you do, don't put your finger in the boiling sugar because it's real damn hot, and it sticks to you. Puts finger in boiling sugar. I'm one of 6 siblings, and my mom made us oatmeal for breakfast pretty often. When my youngest brother was married he managed to stick his entire fist in a steaming hot bowl of oatmeal. It stuck to his skin and the burn was so bad it blistered almost instantly. One emergency room visit later, his hand looked like a little club from all the bandages wrapped around it. Before that burn healed, less than 2 weeks. Probably, IDK. This was like 18 years ago. My mom fixed us cocoa wheats for breakfast, and he shoved his other fist in it. He had 2 little white club hands 4 weeks while the burns healed. Miraculously, he does not have a scar from either incident. My cat decided one day that feeding him was not enough, and full on grappled onto my arm, digging in deep. Got a pretty nasty infection from that, and now I've got 2 nasty scars next to my wrist. My sister's cat uses her hot tub as a platform to get on and off the conservatory roof. It decided to jump off the roof while we were in the hot tub one night, and jumped into the water. My daughter now has a set of scars where the cat climbed her like a ladder to get out of the hot tub. I have many burns from the oven from my first year at uni. I didn't have oven mittens, so I just grabbed everything with my bare hands. Second year I was prepared. Got mittens. First attempt as I was taking a baking tray out of the oven. It slipped from the mittens and burned my inner elbow. Still got that one. Honestly, I think the same looking back now. My boyfriend does not really let me near the oven without supervision anymore because he is still scared, lol. Was in the scouts whittling a stick for funsies, except I was pushing the blade in the wrong direction and whittled my index finger instead. I was heating up oil in the pan for the chicken. A chicken fillet slipped out of my hand and onto the handle of the pan. The pan flipped and launched the boiling hot oil all over my hand. It hurt. A lot. I have a white dot from where a wasp stung me almost 20 years ago. My cousin scratched my face because I was very ill and everyone was taking care of me, so she got jealous and nobody noticed for a long time because they were focused on getting my temperature back to normal. Cutting a pretzel open to put butter in it, I cut my right ring finger. Lifting a small supermarket trolley over a wall to impress a girl, cut my arm on 2 nails sticking out from the top of the wall. Was a kid, only around 10 or 11. Thought my iguanas were fighting, so I went to take the boy off the girl. Spoiler alert, they weren't fighting, and I don't blame him one bit for biting me when I tried to break up him getting laid. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.